Good morning and welcome to Has God Heard From You today. And we are laughing because Carolyn said, show them what you just did.
First of all, I don't know why I'm here.
Back on TV again. You know, you've seen her on before. Welcome to Has God Heard From You today, where we spread the focus of seeking God more, talking to God more, and listening. And sister, and this is my sister. You know, I call her my miracle sister. I've been on now over 2 years on the TV, and I'm still saying I don't know why I'm here, but deep down we know because God,
It's all in God's plan.
all in His plan. So Carolyn, if you've seen Elder Williams' program, Elder Williams came and Willie. They came back to let you know they were still strong in the Lord, different reasons, different situations, but they wanted you to know that they were still holding on. And this lady here, wow, Carolyn, you know why you're my miracle sister.
I know why.
Yeah. So you wanted to come back and let them know that
I'm still strong. I'm still holding on. It would be 9 years in December that I've been on dialysis. But I've been on this journey since I was 18. I am 55 now.
hallelujah.
Still strong.
One situation after another.
Yes. A lot of them I don't even remember, and it's like I would really like to, do a story.
Yeah.
Write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of it, my sisters have my memory, and I have to always thank God for my sisters, my family.
And who's one of your sisters? One of
Miss
them?
Deborah Terry,
In case they don't know, because you were saying. And we have others, Henrietta,
Mary,
Charlotte. Yeah. Just a little brief history. You can go on the website to see some of her story. But the part that she does not remember, and she'll say to me, you know how you'll tell me, Deborah, you just said that to me recently about you want to remember some things that
Yes.
happened.
But I was told by my godmother, one of them, Miss Griffin, she said, baby, if you could remember, it's too much, you wouldn't be able to handle it. In fact, her words were, I wouldn't be able to handle it, meaning Miss Griffin wouldn't be able to handle it. So I've learned to say, God, whatever you want me to remember, then that's what I remember.
Because, I told you, okay, my sister got sick in 1979 after a simple tonsillectomy. She went in, she was in college, honor roll student. She went in, and we both were supposed to get our
A
tonsils out.
student in college.
Yeah. And I chickened out of getting it, having a tonsillectomy, but and she never was the same because she was allergic to the anesthesia. They said they gave her too much because she was hard to put to sleep. And we've been told here recently that the reason, now she's well now, thank God. Recently, we were told, you remember the doctor said?
Suffered neurological,
Yeah.
meaning trauma to the brain when
When they gave you too much.
they overdosed me with anesthesia.
Yeah. And since we were all young, my mother died when I was 14. Had a good dad on up until the Lord took him in 2000. But Carolyn came back to tell you, and I'm going to let her do it in her own way. The reason she wants me to talk right now is because we have, as a family, have walked this journey with the times when she didn't even know she was in the world. I watched her go down to 50 pounds. I watched 10 years of her life where she didn't even know, and that's the 10 years you want to remember. But
I think I remembered one time, and it was too hard on me.
So you have to realize that might be God's plan, not for you to remember.
Right.
Because this happened to her in 1979. I was just able to really start speaking about it without crying in the late 90s.
It's just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
It's just
talk.
like it seemed like I started waking up in the 90s.
Mhm.
You know, it's like I had been somewhere I know in my mind.
Mhm.
You know, I can feel it in my mind, but I thank God I can't really see it. But it's like I started waking up in the 90s because I was able to start working.
Yes.
You know, and I do remember that part, and I do know that I'm on dialysis as a result of what happened in
We were told.
79,
Mhm.
because of all the medications that they, you know, placed
It
in my
found
body.
effective,
And
yeah.
once again, I'm going to say it this show.
Mhm.
I do not have bipolar.
Mhm.
I want everybody to, I do not have bipolar. That's just something they
labeled
placed
you
in
were.
my chart
Mhm.
to cover up what really happened to me.
Mhm.
So I do not have bipolar.
You never act like you had it.
Yes,
They
so-
they were giving us all kind. Now
Yes.
you're gonna make me laugh on this
I
TV.
want everybody to know I do not have bipolar.
You never act like you had
Yes.
bipolar, but they did put that in the
And
chart.
Elon, don't edit this out of this program.
You wanted it in there.
But I suffered neurological damage, which was trauma to the brain, you know, and it's really, you know, we found out when I went over to get followed up for a kidney. So it was a blessing.
It was.
And that's when we found out it was in the chart.
They put it. It was in the chart, you all.
All the time.
All this time that they had told us that, and she never had bipolar traits. We never understood why they wanted to label you, you know. So you know, we just, because we were there, so we know exactly what happened. But doctors have their own thing that they come up with, and you were never displaying those tendencies. So we didn't know. You know, the only thing we can tell you, that I can tell you, that I witnessed personally, is that she never came out of the medicine the same. She would know us, talk to us, you know, but you just wasn't Carolyn. She just kind of refrained and was quiet. And you just found out recently, and we're going to call her name, a friend of yours in Texas. She saw your story on the internet. No, you were telling her about it.
We were talking yesterday while I was having my treatment. LaShonda Franklin.
Yes. Hi,
And,
LaShonda.
she was just telling me how she, you know, enjoyed the program. You know, and she was really proud of you.
And but I'm saying the part that she said
She didn't
that
know everything
she never
that
knew what had
to her.
happened,
No,
and
she
these
broke
were.
down over the phone, and I told her, I said, it's all right.
She just said she know you went away.
But she had no idea. She say she know I stayed away. When I came back, she says like I was kind of, you know, zoned out on medication, but she never knew.
Yeah.
And I say, well, I really wasn't able to tell you because I didn't remember. You know, I say, but it's all in God's time, and it's all right. So.
And she never went away from us. She was just like in different hospitals at the time, you know, because they was trying to find out what was wrong. But fast forwarding to now, to 2016, but from the 90s on up, I want you to share with them during that time what was in your records, that you looked in your medical records when a nurse went out of the room, and what they had. I was telling her, Carol, don't look at the chart, she can step
I said,
in.
this is my chart. This is about me. And a doctor had written, her sister thinks that she's going to be healed.
I'm that sister. And this was because of dialysis.
Yeah.
And because we are praying and believing that God is going to bring her out of that dialysis center in good health with full functioning working kidneys. But the Lord let her look in that chart to see that a doctor thought that was something to put in the chart.
Yeah.
I guess he thought I was giving you false hope.
It had nothing to do with my diagnosis, you know. But like right now in dialysis, I see dialysis like a church family. It's like a ministry right now. If I can go in and, you know, lift somebody up, you know, that's what I'll do. So right now, that's where God have me right now.
And she is doing some things in her dialysis center with the clients. Now, she's listed as a troublemaker in dialysis.
Yes,
Because,
I am.
I mean, the biggest part of Carolyn's problem with dialysis is because of some of the people who have to take care of her. You may tell them.
It's not the treatment, but it's just some of the people that have to take care of me.
Yeah, they get upset because she say, "Will you change your gloves before you touch me? Will you not touch that trash can and come touch me?" Her site is right.
This is the only one that I've had. I've had it. Well, I had the first one 7 years, and then I had caught an infection. So I've had this one 2 years. So it's been like 9 years, and it's the only one. I've had accesses placed here, but they never worked.
They never worked.
But I always tell them, I say, I thank you for what you're doing, but God knows what it takes
Yes,
for me to live.
yes. And you are living
So,
a full life.
yeah.
Even the doctors tell me that she's that 1 in 100. We're going to have to take a break. We will be right back with my miracle sister, Carolyn. Welcome back, and we're going to get right back with Carolyn, my miracle sister. She was telling you about her access for the dialysis treatment. The doctors told us it was only going to be temporary.
Yes.
She could not have it full time. It was just a temporary fix until the graft and the fistula got
Matured.
yeah, but it never did. You can't map this arm. They mapped it. It can't go there. So God knew this was your only access.
Yeah.
She's coming back. She came on during the first year when I filmed. She, like some others, are coming back to let you know they're still here with your faith.
Yeah.
Tell them how, Carolyn, you encourage yourself.
Well, the things that I can remember, I just look back and I just see where he's brought me from.
Mm-hmm.
So because he brought me from a long ways, I can go forward.
Mm.
I see that he didn't bring me this far. It's something he wants me to do. That's how I see it.
Now, I do not need to get emotional on this thing, because see, we have walked even 2014 when, let's see, it was 2012, 13, and 14, that the doctors didn't think that she was going to be here. As a matter of fact, they told a good pastor friend of ours, Pastor Lewis, and he didn't tell me till later, that if this was on a Friday, they took you by ambulance from my home. And they told him when he went in to see you that if you lived to see that Saturday, you would be doing good. And even though we knew it was that serious, I could never get it, here, nor Charlotte, nor Henrietta, that God was taking you. And another good pastor friend of ours, Pastor Youngblood, he spoke over you, saying, "I shall live and not die."
I know you told me when you looked in my Bible, I was on that page.
You was on that page when I brought your Bible in when you were in intensive care.
Yeah, you told me that's where it was.
That's where, the little marker
yeah.
was on, "I shall live and not die." So I'm saying that many, many times that she's gone on. See, Carolyn is the person that if I would take her to the hospital for a severe headache, if they give her something, she came out one time 3 months on crutches. because of the reaction. We were told that she's the one in the 100. You all, I've lived it. I've seen it. And let's give them this example of how you can just fight on. She's still doing. Just a month ago, we thought we were going to the doctor. The pulmonary doctor had sent you to radiology for
So I do a lot of swelling in my stomach. I think it's from the dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought we were going to be, I was just going to do the ultrasound.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, Deborah, you don't have to come back with me. I'm all right. So when they carried me in the back, I see a bed and everything, and then they want a list of meds and this and that. And I'm like, well, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that they were going to actually do a procedure on me.
We
It's
didn't.
called ascites
Mm-hmm.
when you have fluid
Mm-hmm.
around a lot of organs.
Mhm.
So anyway, they ended up pulling 2 pounds of fluid. Out
With
of
a
one
needle
side. Yeah.
about, and mind you all, we just think we're going to
do an
radiology. Next
ultrasound.
thing I know, the nurse is coming out saying, your sister wants you to come to the back. And I said, well, are they through with the pictures already? Is it something I need to see? And so she was there unexpectedly. But you say you had asked God something
I
that
did.
morning.
I prayed that morning. I said, God, I want you to move this fluid. I say, I can't hardly breathe. When I walk, I'm gasping for air. And I said, I want you to move the fluid. I didn't know how you was going to move it. But when we made it to the doctor's appointment,
This all the same day, you all. All the same day that God did this. He is so awesome. And you want him to know you just still holding on, and it's not always easy. And that's what I tell people all the time. It's not always easy. He give us different things. What did you say
something else
about?
they told us.
Come on, yeah.
Like right now, but I'm okay with it. We went to the doctor and because I told you I believe I have a bug or something. We both ended up getting shots.
Mhm.
But remember when they did, to show you that I trust God.
Yeah.
Remember when they called you when they did my lab and said that they suspected a clot in my lungs,
That's right.
even as we speak.
Yes.
And that was last week.
Yes.
And they wanted me to come in. They wanted to shoot some dye or something in me, and I told them, I said, I can't do it. I'm allergic to it. So we have prayer warriors.
Yes.
I'm not crazy. I listen to doctors.
Yes.
But like I say, as we speak, they said they suggested a clot in my lungs. But do I look worried?
I mean, and it's actually, they told me, you were at dialysis.
Yes, and you called
And they
me.
called me and said, we need her to get to the doctor because we
Yes.
suspect that she has a blood clot
Yes.
in her lungs. That's been a week ago, and because you couldn't go through the dyes that they wanted you to.
But they kept calling, saying that you need to,
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah. But, Carolyn, I had forgotten about that, and that's
Yeah.
even right now, and they still haven't set it up where you can go because you can't do what they want you to do.
Yeah. They said they were going to call,
But they haven't, and it's been, wow. No, apparently you're not worried because we haven't talked about that since then. There are a lot of people that are going through. You are walking this journey. What would you tell them? And I think we still have time before we take
I
another
like the
break.
saying that you say, faith walking.
That's one of my words. I submitted that word to Webster Dictionary.
Yes.
Faith walking. Yeah, we have to do a lot of that. Yeah. Carolyn, one instance that I want you to share with them, with the people that take care of you. People have to understand that they can be in that situation.
I tell them that sometimes. I do have some good people
Right?
that take care of me. And I'm just going to say it. I do meet some devils. I'm just going to say it. But I always tell them, I say, be careful how you treat sick people. I say, because it used to be up today, down the next. No, you can be up today and down today. And I tell them, I say, you could be in these same shoes. I say, so you need to be careful how you treat people. And if getting upset with me because I speak up, then you the one with the problem, not me. You know?
And so I want the prayer warriors that are out there that don't know you, because God, what they don't realize,
I'm covered.
We'll be back.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Hi, I'm Deborah with Has God Heard From You Today? I'm spreading the focus of seeking God more, talking to God more. If you have a testimony and you're not ashamed to tell it, call me. Let's encourage others. Having a relationship with God is truly personal. Has God heard from you today? Welcome back. Being covered. Do y'all know what being covered means? It's covered by the
blood of Jesus.
If people don't understand, when you mess with, and Carolyn,
I've seen him work. I've seen him work. I've seen him move
quickly sometimes. Yeah. Quickly.
Yeah.
I've seen him move people. Yeah. If we could hold our peace. And that's not easy, you all. I know it's not easy, because some people, it's hard to just, and I'm not even talking about that turn the other cheek thing. I'm just talking about bridling that tongue. Sometimes it's hard when you have a person in your face. This person holds your life. Yeah. They think, but you wouldn't believe some of the things that she's experienced just as a dialysis patient. And the reason I know, because she calls me constantly saying, Deborah, I need you to pray. And I said, she did what?
It's hard enough that you have to go. I know some are like, I dialyze 3 hours, 15 minutes if I stay that long. But you have some that they're there like 4 hours, couple hours. So it's bad enough to have to go and be on the machine, and our lives are in their hands. But when you have to go with
attitudes, attitudes, and see.
But now it is a lot better. Yeah. I have to give them that. We do have some nice people.
It's doing it.
But but there every now and then, some I have to pray on them.
And what we want you to know is, it's not just Carolyn. A lot of dialysis people talk to her. We meet a lot of dialysis patients in other places, and they're going through the same thing with people, and they feel like they can't speak out because there's going to be,
consequences. They think if you speak out, then they're going to kick you out of the unit.
And I'm telling you, we've been told this. We've been sitting up in doctors' offices, and they'll see Carolyn's site, and they'll come and say and talk to her, and they'll tell her about some of their experiences in dialysis. And Carolyn will tell you, I'll cry in a minute, because I can't imagine that a person would have to go through this, and they're already going through this. And I'm telling you all, some of the people who are elderly that are in these places, you need to really make sure you're checking on your people
Yes.
Because we hear a lot of things. We're not particularly talking about her clinic. I'm just telling you out and about. That's why I tell you, God uses you in so many ways. People who they thought couldn't talk are talking to you in dialysis.
Yes.
You know, speaking to you in dialysis, you know, because of your spirit. So you're not a troublemaker.
No, if I can just, like I say, we call it our church family. You know, that's just, you know, that's the only way we can survive.
And then another thing, what I don't understand, and if this is happening in your clinic, when they find somebody that gets around you, that, you know, you uplift, and they'll eventually move that person. You know, or it seems like, and I'm just telling it because that's the way it is. It needs to be known. You know, you're uplifting people. People want to be around you, the other clients, but they move these people from around her, and we still praying about that one.
It's like I feel like if someone, you know, don't have their eyesight, and if I can be their eyesight, you know.
And the lady's
then,
depending on you.
Yes, and because I don't even want to imagine to be blind, even though, you know, it happened before, but God gave me my eyesight
He
back.
gave it back. Amen.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I don't even want to imagine not being able to see. So if I can be someone's eyes, then I will be their eyes. You know, but if you move them around, you know, and they wonder, well, where am I?
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, I will whisper in your ear, they move you. You know, that's just the way it is.
And so
but I'm
you all,
still here.
prayer warriors out there, this is going on in some of these clinics, and that's why I'm anxious for you to write your book. You know, we already praying a name for it. Did God give you a name for it? We are going to have to, is this the end? Oh, that was my 5 minutes? Wow. Okay. Carolyn came back to tell you that she's still here.
I'm still holding on.
Like Elder Williams,
Oh, yeah.
like Willie.
And we will be here.
We're so glad you tuned in. Tune in next week. You never know what you're going to hear on Has God Heard From You Today. If you're not spending time with God, you're too busy. Thank you for tuning in to Has God Heard From You Today. We ask that you tune into us each Wednesday for inspiring testimonies and more. We're not here to tell you that going through is easy. We're here to tell you that if you believe in God and you have accepted Jesus as your personal Savior, then you have His word, you have His promise that He will never leave you nor forsake you. Has God heard from you today?
Yes, God has heard from me today.
If you would like to share your testimony or advertise your business or an upcoming event on this program, please call 318-222-2954. Also, visit our website at www.hasgodheardfromyoutoday.org.